You've started going to the gym, research everything about the perfect split, about how the perfect way to do exercises. You've optimized every single detail. And 2 years have gone by. You've made no substantial progress. This was me 2 years ago. I was skinny fat, weak, depressed, but now I'm 180 pounds, way more dialed in, and I'm continually making more progress. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you why high volume is killing your gains and how you can fix it. 2 years ago is when I decided to take my training a lot more seriously. I started doing a lot more research. I thought, how could I get the aesthetic physique, or like a physique to get more respect from guys and get the attraction from women. I started doing all of that 2 years ago, and I've come across like you gotta do 10 to 20 weekly sets of volume per muscle group. You gotta do this. You gotta train this way. You gotta do this exercise. You gotta do the incline bench press. You gotta do the flat barbell press, but then you gotta do the low to high flies and the high to low flies. Then you gotta do the chest fly, and then for the back you gotta do pull-ups, lat pull downs, rows, seated rows, dumbbell rows, and so much more. I spent 2 years following this advice, and I've made no gains. I've made absolutely no substantial progress. Even though I might have made some gains, this wasn't enough to get me bigger. Like, this wasn't giving me the gains that I thought I could get, right? I was making some small gains, right? But I was still skinny fat. Like, I had muscle, like just a little bit, like around the shoulders, maybe some arms. Like, I had the bicep vein, but my arms were never big, right? They were still like skinny, but like I had the bicep vein. My arms got leaner, maybe, and then but like my midsection, it was like still disgusting to look at because like I had that spider physique of like a skinny fat person. And if that sounds like you and you've made absolutely zero to no progress and you're just running in circles, go ahead and DM me fit on Instagram and I'll see how I can help you in the next 90 days getting jacked and more locked in. The workout that I was doing was like pretty popular at the time. It was push-pull legs. And you know, I would be spending 2 hours in the gym doing lots of volume, like during my workouts, right? And I'd be doing around like weekly 10 to 20 weekly sets for like certain muscle groups. So you know how there's like 2 push days, 2 pull days, 2 leg days. Although sometimes I won't even I'd skip the leg day. But the push pull legs, right? I'd be doing the same exercises, but like so I'd probably have like 3 bicep exercises for each pull day, right? I'd be doing bicep regular standing bicep curl. I do the incline curl, and then I do like the preacher curl. That'd be 3 different bicep exercises. But I would also be doing 4 sets of each, going to mild discomfort and not really making any noticeable gains. And not to mention, I wasn't getting any stronger on these lifts, right? I was still benching less than 135 pounds at the time. I couldn't even hit 1 plate on the bar yet. And this just goes to show that because I wasn't getting stronger and stronger in the gym, I wasn't making any like noticeable strength progress. My size, like my bicep size, my chest size, wasn't also noticeable or appreciable. Because again, strength correlates to size. As you get stronger and stronger, your muscles will get bigger and bigger. When I say that your workout should be aimed for that you can get stronger and stronger, it's not. You shouldn't be thinking, oh, now I gotta train for strength of doing 5x5 or 3x5 on compound lifts. No, you don't need to do that. If you want to, go ahead, but that's not necessary. I assume if you're watching this, you want to know how to build muscle, right? You want to get jacked. You don't necessarily care about strength, but you care more about the size than strength. But in order to get the size that you want, like the bigger biceps, the bigger back, or the bigger legs, or the bigger chest, you need to care more about strength because, again, as you get stronger and stronger in the gym, your muscles will get bigger and bigger. Mike Menser, you know, he was like an old school bodybuilder. He was advocating for this. As you get stronger in the gym, the muscle size will follow. Like, think about another way. You show me a guy who has a really strong weighted pull-up, and in turn, I'll show you a guy with a really big-ass back. Another example of that could be you take a guy with a bench press of 135 pounds, and he takes that to 225 pounds for, let's say, 6 reps. By default, his chest would have gotten bigger because his strength increased by like 2 plates, right? He went from 135 to 225, which is like almost like 100-pound increase. And so when he's done that, his chest has gotten bigger. And so this is undeniable proof that as you get stronger and stronger in the gym, your muscles get bigger and bigger. However, there is like one caveat to this in that, sure, there are like some genetic outliers who can just strictly get strength without putting too much size and all, but the average human being wouldn't be able to do that, because again, they're genetic outliers, not the average. So even if you just focus on getting stronger in the gym during the hypertrophy rep ranges of like 6 to 15, your muscles will like undoubtedly get bigger. And like another misconception that people have, there's like one viral clip of like David Lade saying that he's gotta conserve his energy, and like C-Bum just looked like Chris Bumstead just looks at him like, what the hell? Like, that's not how working out works. One like prime example that I can think of right now is that when you're working out to build muscle, working out should be a sprint and not a marathon, because you're trying to go like max effort all the way through, rest couple minutes, then go all the way max effort, rest couple minutes. You don't need to be like conserving your energy because you have like a gazillion different sets. In fact, that's just that's a very unproductive workout, because none of those sets are productive. They're not stimulating muscle growth. They're not damaging the muscle fiber for it to grow bigger and stronger. So just to quickly recap this video, right? When you're doing high volume, you're not having a productive workout, it's because you're not doing enough stimulating sets. Like the really stimulating sets are like the reps, like the last few reps when you're like pushing yourself, because those are the most challenging reps. Those are the ones that give you the most bang for your buck. And so when you rarely hit them on like certain occasions, you like when you're doing like 6 different sets for like, let's say like 10 exercises with like 4 sets each, you can't really do that because you gotta conserve your energy, which you shouldn't even be doing, because again, working out should be a sprint, not a marathon. You gotta go max effort, rest, take a couple minutes off, max effort again, take a couple minutes off, and then go back to max effort. That's how working out should be. So the most you should ever do in like a single workout, for in my opinion, is maybe like 3 to 5 exercises with like 2 sets to failure with like high rest periods. Because again, go to max effort, lay off, take like a couple minutes like break, drink some water, like replenish your energy, and then go max effort again. Because we want to hit failure, because when we hit failure, we're in that like range of like the most productive sets. We're like struggling. We're grunting our teeth. We have grit on our faces, and during those times, that's when like muscle is like being continuously challenged. Because again, you need to give it a reason to grow. Because as like muscle gets damaged and the movement is becoming hard and harder, it's gonna go like, oh shit, this muscle needs to get stronger. The body go like, I want to make this movement easier, and so it's gonna get stronger during like your recovery, and then when you're like on your rest days. You ever like notice like when you first start the gym, you couldn't do lateral raises for like 10 pounds. It was kind of challenging, but like now you could do the 20 pounds or the 25 pounds, and doing the 10 pounds feels like rather light. That's how your body is like getting stronger, and that's how your body wants to feel when it gets stronger and stronger. Right now, you might struggle with the 50 pounds, like right now, but 1 year from now, you could be struggling with the 70 pounds or the 80 pounds, and the 50 pounds could be like completely light, and you could just spam it like nobody's watching. Like, it'd just be so free and so light to you. But yeah, anyways, that is the video. And again, if you're sick and tired of running in circles, making absolutely no progress in your fitness journey, go ahead, DM me fit on Instagram, and I'll see how I can help you in the next 90 days to get jacked and more locked in.